Tensions ran high in the studio as Liverpool boss Arne and club legend Jamie Carragher found themselves at odds during a live broadcast. What began as a routine discussion quickly turned into a fiery exchange, with both men standing firm on their views. The clash made for compelling television and left fans debating who came out on top. But who do the fans agree with? Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Virgil van Dijk admits signing another defender would accelerate their immediate improvement, but until the club go back into the market, the hard work has to continue within the squad. Just a couple of hours before the 4-2 win over Bournemouth, who exploited some of the weaknesses at the back highlighted by Crystal Palace in the Community Shield last weekend, the Reds announced the signing of Parma's 18-year-old central defender, Giovanni Leone. His 6-year contract hints at the club's expectation for him to be a longer-term success. But what they would really like to do is bring in a Premier League proven player to hit the ground running. Liverpool have held talks with Palace about Mark Guehi, who is in the final year of his contract, but cannot agree on a fee. With Newcastle and Arsenal to come before the end of the window, Liverpool captain Van Dijk said, in the absence of a quick fix, it was incumbent on the players to tighten up after twice being easily exposed. You can say you have to accelerate improvement, but that is down to the market. We have to focus on what's here and now, he said after seeing forgotten man Federico Chiesa and Mohamed Salah rescue 3 points for the Champions title defense after allowing a 2-0 lead to slip. I think defensively was much more improved than the last game, but there is still work to do. The manager already said we are playing with a right back who came from the Bundesliga, is 24 years old, and is trying to get used to how we defend. We play with Milos, who is a very young fullback, very eager and full of energy, who is trying to get used to the way we play. It needs time, that's absolutely normal, but we also played without our 6, Ryan Gravenberch, who missed out. We have to keep working, that's the main thing, trying to keep clean sheets. We conceded 2 goals in a transition moment where we have to do better, that's what we have to work on. Van Dijk, however, was happy to see new £69 million striker Hugo Ekitike open his Premier League account after his goal at Wembley last week, and Chiesa produce a moment which only endeared him more to fans desperate for him to do well after an injury-plagued first season. I'm glad he scored his second in 2 games. I'm glad he has got off the mark in the Premier League, and hopefully there is more to come, he added. I think he settled pretty great in the team in general. We all know the life of a striker. You can score and everything is rainbows and sunshine, and you don't, and it's a different world. He just has to keep his head down, scoring and making assists, and be impressive in defending and attacking and see what the season brings for him. On Chiesa, he added, he is an amazing character. He works so hard and has been unlucky with injuries, but we are all here for him and we all know what kind of impact he could have. He's a great character and we all love him, I think everyone can see that, and he's loved by the fans, and to produce moments like he has today is something we all want to see. Now, in a fiery TV debate, having watched Liverpool beat Bournemouth but nearly come unstuck by their susceptibility to counter-attacks, Jamie Carragher voiced his anxiety to Arne over the Reds' defensive weakness. It is fair to say that while Liverpool will be pleased with their 4-2 win on opening night, there is plenty to work on for the squad, particularly when the ball is turned over. Throughout pre-season, the Reds have looked open on the break, and this continued against Bournemouth, showcased particularly by Antoine Semenyo's second goal, which was analysed by Slot and Carragher. Speaking on Sky Sports, the former centre-back asked Liverpool's coach if he was furious at Liverpool having 7 players in the Bournemouth box while 2-1 up with 50 minutes left. Slot replied, "No, it depends on where the players of the opposition are. If they are standing over here at the halfway line, it would be stupid for us to be there with 7. But if they go with all players back in their own 18-yard box, we need to have a rest defence in order to be closer to them there as well. I think if you stop the play at the moment Mo Salah loses the ball, there is not such a big problem. I think the rest defence is in order, but then they just came with 3 or 4 out of their 18-yard box." Carragher added that he didn't like Liverpool's 2 full-backs being so advanced at this stage of the game. Again, Slot responded, It depends on where their players are. I see it now, and I see where Semenyo is. Then you could argue if Robbo should be this high. For me, Robbo should be where Semenyo, and you can argue if all our midfielders should go inside the 18-yard box now, but that's also who we were and who we are. That's also why you see such a nice game if you watch Liverpool, because we are not going to go to a low block and defend. On the counter-attack leading to Semenyo's second goal, we are 2 versus 1 behind the ball, and you see players from us sprinting back as well, but give credit to Semenyo as well. Carragher was still unconvinced and went on to say, "Arne, can I just say that worries me a little bit. When you say that's the team that we are with so many bodies going forward, am I allowed to say that? Sorry, boss." Slot was, of course, gracious in his response, replying, "No, you are allowed to say this, but then you need to support a team that's going to play with 11 players in their own box. I prefer to see this, but I prefer to see even more not being counter-attacked. That I agree on. But I like it that our players like to play football, and I think last season we were a joy to watch, like, for example, Paris Saint-Germain, who do similar things like this." While Slot may have seemed slightly dismissive of any proposed weakness, when they return to the training ground, the staff won't accept Liverpool being so easy to score against. There is no denying the Reds look more exposed than in the early parts of the last campaign. In other news, after scoring the decisive goal as Liverpool came back to beat Bournemouth 4-2, Federico Chiesa insisted he is happy at the club despite a lack of game time. Chiesa became an unlikely hero after coming off the bench late on at Anfield, volleying in to put the Reds 3-2 up, having let a 2-goal lead slip. It was a priceless moment for the champions, as well as for their number 14, scoring his first Premier League goal to secure 3 points in the 88th minute. That goal has unsurprisingly led to renewed calls for Chiesa to stay amid interest from a host of Serie A clubs, and the forward did little to dampen those when speaking to Sky Italia post-match. "We will talk to Liverpool, but to be perfectly honest, I am happy here," he said, when asked about his future per Football Italia. "I am playing for one of the best teams in the world. I just have to wait and be ready, as I was tonight, and prove that I can play for this team. I repeat, the coach has treated me very well in these months." Chiesa, who dedicated his goal to Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, has been converted to a new role as a centre-forward, which he is more than comfortable filling. "I play wherever the coach puts me," he added. "I arrived here and had a lot of difficulty because the tempo is just so different, but after a year, I finally got my first Premier League goal. The coach gave me a chance and always had words of encouragement for me." Slot was asked directly whether Chiesa's influential cameo would sway any decision over his future this summer, with the head coach giving a coy response. "As long as he's here, he's definitely at Liverpool, and I have no reason to believe that something is going to change," he told reporters in his post-match press conference. He had a hard time last season getting his match fitness ready. Unfortunately for him, he missed out on our Asia tour as well, so then you miss quite a lot. Not only him, but Joe Gomez the same. We've also lost Connor Bradley in the end. "Federico, when we needed him, I brought him in. At 2-2, you need a number 9. We brought him in and he delivered. That's always positive for your future at the club." But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.